This episode's FDR shoutout goes to Ava Van Grusven. Leave a comment down below to have a chance for a shoutout in the next episode. Make sure you're subscribed. What's up, Corey gang, Fish fam? How you guys doing? You're watching Fish for Thought, and welcome back to another episode of Fish Tank Review.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your ride? Scooping these fish up.
Welcome to the goldfish roller coaster.
I just dun 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 dun. I don't know. Oh my god!
View. Yeah, it's pretty cool that people watch my channel. If it wasn't for you watching right now, who would I be even talking to? Anyway, let's not get all sentimental about it. Last week, you guys voted. The Neon Tetras are out. The White Cloud Mountain Minnows beat them by about 60 votes. That's pretty cool. I was expecting the Neon Tetras to go all the way up until like a Corridoras or a Cardinal Tetra, something like that. But the White Clouds just knocked them right out of the course. So make sure to follow up on my Instagram to be able to vote soon. Keep an eye out on that. And you'll also see viewer submitted tanks by you. I'll be featuring a lot of them, and you can follow me on my adventures, my everyday life. You can also DM me. I try to respond to every single DM, and so far I have been successful. Like squad, let's get those likes rolling in. I have a big challenge for you guys, 2,000 likes. We've never done this many likes, so if you enjoy my stuff and you want to see more, please hit that like button. It's just one click away and it's free. These are some small tanks. And what the F? Okay, watching it again. Is that supposed to be an accident? And he had the camera rolling for it. That's a coincidence. Imagine smashing your fish on the ground and it's probably dead just for a TikTok video. Suddenly those stupid dances on TikTok aren't as stupid anymore because at least they're not hurting anyone except for their eyes. But you can bet that that fish is hurt. Very physically destroyed, I would say. Damn man, what's wrong with TikTok? Seen on Instagram with the caption, "I am a fish out of water without you." First of all, it's not out of the water. The fish is still in the water, but all you've done is put it in a rusted light bulb. Second of all, what a beautiful guppy. I'm not one to still be on the guppy keeping phase of my hobby. I know some people never move on from that, and that's totally fine. There are guppy experts who are super awesome at breeding all sorts of different and cool morphs. And this is a pretty darn legit cool morph. One of those leopard sunset morphs, I'm guessing. But honestly, if you're going to do something like this, at least put a caption that makes more sense. The fish is still in the water. I'm not saying take it out of the water. I'm saying maybe just don't use fish to put in really dodgy conditions just for a photo. I'm sure the fish was put back into the tank. There's no way they're just keeping it in that light bulb. But again, they're kind of suggesting that this might be okay. Like I've seen people use smaller containments and put the fish into keychains. So this isn't that much of a stretch. Why not just take a picture of the fish in the tank? Nice try being romantic. Happy Valentine's Day, bro. I can almost smell it through the phone screen. Ugh. Not as bad as the one that I could smell from the last FTR, but still pretty darn bad. What kind of fish are those? I feel like they're like baby tilapia or some sort of minnow. Maybe goldfish. They're trying to start an aquaponics system. This is not the way. Honestly, that'll smell so bad and it's super bad for the fish. You can get a much more sustainable aquaponics system than this. When I think aquaponics, I kind of imagine a balance, a very healthy balance between what's in the water producing the ammonia and nitrates and the fertilizers and what's on top of the green lush plants that are taking in those nutrients. Not like this extreme forced sort of version of aquaponics where you just have the dirtiest conditions so that there'll always be nutrient uptake for the plants available. That's super unsustainable. You get a lot of fish death, but I guess in this case, if the fish dies, that'll be even more nutrients. However bad it smells, the owner clearly doesn't care. It's just so annoying. It's one of my pet peeves. Like aquaponics just can be anything, including this crap. Koi fish, like new. Okay, starting off really bad here. Unless it's a toy koi fish, it's never good to see like new beside some kind of live animal. That's what you say for like an iPad. Hey Facebook, I stumbled across this koi fish recently. It's not stolen. Definitely not from Olympia Orthopedics. It's not stolen. Why would you give the place? It's like a thief who's like, so I just stole from here. I mean, I didn't. If you want to take a look at it, I'm holding it in my grandpa's place. Great, now your grandpa is an accomplice. Are you happy? Some retired poor man, and now the police are looking for him. PM me. Koi fish, like new, $100. Very flexible on the price. It's just so confusing. Also, I thought you couldn't sell any live animals on Facebook Marketplace anymore. This tank is sent in by Billy Hemingway. This caught my attention because of the rock formation on the bottom. Those rocks look like they were just picked up from a local source, so probably just free, and I like that. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money for your aquascape. You can pick stuff up here and there as long as you know your bylaws. You don't want to be breaking rules like that koi dude. All sorts of plants scattered around the background. This is really nice because it only has one betta and it's using that little coconut wood shell. It's just smugly in there, just being really cute. That's probably its favorite place in this whole tank. And I love it when a fish has a favorite place, you know, you kind of know where they're gonna be hanging out. But it has this whole tank to itself. It looks very clean. Also looks like very minimal flow. Really good for a betta. 4.4 out of 5. Good job and keep it up. So overstocked, poor fishes. Yep, I've learned way better for saltwater tanks. I was questioning the other FTR last week, like what's wrong with this saltwater tank? And then you guys were like, tanks need way more room to swim, dude. And in this tank, there's not just tangs, but angels. There's a clownfish. I'm sure this is overstocked to death. Great looking rimless tank with, like, you know, all the fixins for a saltwater tank, I'm assuming, but yeah, the problem is overstock. And what would you guys say is the number one, like, sort of problem with overstocking? Or are there many different problems together? It's like aggression levels, overworking the protein skimmer, whatever that is. I don't know, I'm freshwater. I'm too fresh to understand. Lack of oxygen, again, territorial issues, like aggression, high nitrates, can't do that many water changes to combat it. Is that kind of, am I right? I'm trying to learn more saltwater if you couldn't tell. This tank is sent in by Brendon Da Costa. This tank has a bit of an atmospheric feel to it. One thing right off the bat though, please fill your water level up a little bit more. This way it decreases the impact of the water and gives more room for your betta to swim in. Don't worry about him jumping out because you have a lid. My favorite part of this tank, I think I have two favorite parts. Actually 3. The substrate, the dark color, gives it more atmospheric look to it. The betta looks very healthy and aesthetic. Look at that display right there. And the third thing that I really like is the hydrocaudal plant in the middle with that wood piece in the back a little bit. I don't quite enjoy the plastic plants in the corner there. I don't really know what's going on with that barrel thing, but you have a really good start here and you're treating your betta very well. So good job to you, 3.8 out of 5, keep it up. This next tank is sent in by Campbell Harley. They think that this tank of theirs is a crappy tank. And actually, I don't think it's crappy at all. It looks really great. You have a full carpet and it's growing around this rock path, which I think is neat. You have a really big opening area and you have background Rotala indica maybe, Rotala rotandifolia, and then this wood that juts out of the water, which is super cool, and some Anubias nana, and it's very understocked. I don't know what to not like about this tank. It even has that sort of wild feel to it that I really like. Maybe the filter could be hidden a little bit better, but I'm giving this a high rating and I don't think you expected it. 4.5 out of 5. Good job, keep it up. Don't think your tank looks bad because it doesn't. Oh my. Fish tank and Placo need gone ASAP. At least it's not need gorn ASAP like some previous FTR episodes. $100 though? Also, you said there's a Pleco. Oh, I see it. Yeah. It's getting big, it's getting there. But can I ask, why is the water level like an inch? There's still a fish in there, apparently a placo. That's just a sucky move. At least drain the water after someone decides to buy it and comes to pick it up. Don't drain the water way beforehand. This tank, sent in by Ishikama, I've reviewed their stuff before, but here's an update. So they said the floating wood thing at the bottom, that scape didn't really work out, and now there's a lot of plants. Right now, it reminds me of this like plant grow out tank for a submerged garden sort of feel. So you're growing a bunch of different plants, maybe to sell or maybe to just populate another tank with. But I feel like if we wait on this and the plants fill out the tank, it's gonna look really, really nice. For now, I can't really accurately give you a review or rating, but I'm going to give you an arbitrary 4 out of 5. Good job. 3 goldfish in a column. That one's gone, I think. And then there's a bunch of schooling fish in the middle, whatever that is. Goodness, what is this? You know what, this looks worse than like a supermarket's fish tank that's got all the edible fish popularly eaten by people. I'd rather put fish in those tanks than this one. And what is that? I don't even care, actually. Let's just move on. R.I.P. Dory. R.I.P. Dory 2020 to 2020. Wait a second. 2020 hasn't been that long. Looks like an insect container and they just put barf gravel and threw the fish in. That's all they did. And the insult cherry on top of the insult cake, named the fish Dory. It's not a blue tang. I'm not saltwater. I know what a blue tang looks like. Nice try, buddy. Millie Klimis sent in this fish tank. Not really a fish tank, there's an axolotl tank. Lately we've been seeing some bad axolotl tanks, but I think this one's good. You guys can correct me if you want, but I think it's good. There's a lot of surface area provided for this one axolotl, as in there's a lot of swimming places, there's a lot of places to walk. It's not really jumbled. It's substrateless, which means the axolotl can't accidentally ingest some sort of cobble. And it's a species-only tank, so only the axolotl with no companions. None of that BS, because I know that you guys have told me that axolotls shouldn't be with other living creatures. Makes total sense. So this little creature is very spoiled. Although everything's artificial, I'd rather have this than, you know, trying to do something too like complicated for the axolotl to live in and then have it get sick or not be as happy. This looks like a perfectly good, clean tank for an axolotl. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to give this a rating because it's just not fair, but you're doing great. You're treating your pet very well. Keep it up. This fish tank is sent in by Oskar Lundberg. Pretty darn good little betta tank. I don't see anything wrong with it. You got an Oko stone for hardscape. It matches kind of the substrate feel. Looks pretty natural. You got some nice tall plants to fill up the vertical section of the tank, which is always needed. Keeping it clean with that scrubber. Feels like you just scrubbed the tank. Nice blue little betta looking healthy and adventurous. Nice light up top. Even got some floaters started. It's gonna probably fill out your tank a bit more, give it that atmospheric feel, and also keep those nitrates at bay. Hey, really good job. 4.4 out of 5 for now. Used as party decorations. I will never understand why. And the bottles now are just water, so I hope it's water. Let's hope that's water. Well, good on you for taking a picture of this, even though this is probably your friend's house you're having a party with. Hope you guys had a long chat about this, and hopefully you did some fish rescuing. A nice rimless tank. But 5 goldfish and bare bottom, why? Now I'll have to say, bare bottom goldfish tanks, I F with that, I approve. I think they're just healthier and easier for goldfish to live in bare bottom tanks. But this tank is clearly not for goldfish. This tank is way too small and it would do so well planted with some tropical fish, some ember tetra species tank. Oh, there's a cat, I didn't even notice there's a cat. Nope, wouldn't recommend. I think the tail is in the water. Nature.planet.and.all of us. I would never expect someone with this Instagram title to keep goldfish in a rimless tank. Found at a friend's house, gave him a heater and going to rescue tomorrow. Great, this sounds great, but I have my concerns. That heater, it's barely in the water. Most, if not all commercial heaters, you need to submerge at least 80%. or else they're going to start overheating, crack, and just basically cook everything. Because they're not supposed to be in ambient air, they're supposed to actually be submerged in the water for it to not burn and crack and destroy everything. So I hope this worked out. It would have been very easy to fix this if you just fill the water a little higher. And also, on further note, if your friend's house isn't freezing, if it's even at 16 degrees Celsius, the heater is not the most crucial thing that you need to do, especially if you're rescuing the fish the next day. In this case, it's only introducing more risk to the situation. I know the person means well, but I'm just telling everyone else this is not the best example to follow. Don't worry about the heater, don't worry about much. If the water does smell, do a quick water change, maybe a 50% water change. But of course, if the room is freezing, like it's 10 degrees Celsius, then yeah. Thank you to this dude for rescuing the fish. Well done. Just some tips for next time. And thank you guys for watching all the way to the end of the video. Again, as I always say, for those of you watching to the end, you are really encouraging my videos to YouTube to recommend to other people, because then the watch time really gets increased and YouTube thinks I'm making good videos. Look at you guys supporting me in all these different ways passively, clicking like, subscribing, and just watching my videos till the end. Those are really, really good ways to support my channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. There will be more videos coming up. And until next time, guys, don't forget to get your hands wet.